Listen, guys, things will never, ever be the same again post-COVID. Never. If you think we're going back to the status quo, how things were, you are delusional. Absolutely delusional. This is an important lesson for all of us. And the lesson is this. And Nassim Taleb talks about this in many of his books, talking about fragility, how we're very fragile as a society, specifically Western society. We're extremely fragile. Our psyches have been, I would say, buttered up and massaged into little mush, potato mush. And physically, we're weaker. Spiritually, we're weaker. In all aspects of life, we're becoming weaker because we are happy with comfort, and comfort creates weaknesses. There's that famous graphic where it's like tough people create good times create weak people create tough times, and it's a cyclical cycle. And Rene Girard talks about this in mimetic theories. Doesn't mean that you are part of the cycle, as in you're one of these robotic, mimetic fucking idiots, but what it does mean is understanding where we are in the cycle. And so going back to COVID, and so there's many variables we don't know. There's some things that we do know. It's for a fact that there's more government control. We know that they are attacking small businesses. We know the fact that media has been lying to you from day one. Nothing new. Ha ha. But what's important is, like, listen, if we're looking at in past history, we're looking at how our parents grew up. If you're looking at even how you grew up as a child, or how you're conducting business, or how you were conducting yourself, you need to start preparing yourself to really focus on how can you become anti-fragile. And it goes to mindset, right? It's a very stoic philosophy. One of my favorite stoic philosophies is always picturing yourself having a mental vision of like the worst possible fucking situation you can be in. Whether it's like your parents just died, or your sister died, your brother died, or you got whatever. Like really putting yourself in these like tremendously horrible situations and seeing how you emotionally react to it, and kind of fast forwarding, playing through it so you prepare yourself for real life. It's one of my favorite exercises to go through, right? Like fast forwarding yourself in preparation for things to actually come. And so we're entering a phase of the world where things are going to get really bad before it gets better. And all this talk I hear on this channel, oh, what should I invest in? Or what should I do this or that? These are secondary notions to the fact of how you need to prepare yourself fucking mentally for whatever's to become. That's the most important thing in life. The mental preparation. Now, I've gone through a lot in life. I've never went through high school. I've been through jail a couple of times. I've been shot. I've been stabbed. I've been OD twice. I never could get a fucking job. Like shit. I'm a renegade, man. Born and raised fucking renegade. But that being said, what got me to where I am today is the fact that, one, I never give up, fail, first attempt in learning. Number two, I don't give a flying fuck about anybody else's opinion. I don't give a fuck about what the rules are. I don't care what people think. I really don't give a shit. And above that is being flexible. That's the most important. The meta learning aspect of, okay, if I take you here and I pluck you from here and I throw you over there, how are you going to behave? How fast will it take for you to learn the rules of that new environment? And this is the biggest thing lacking in society today, is flexibility and meta learning. Some people have it naturally as a gift, others don't. But I believe truly that we all have the capability of meta learning, or else we wouldn't be here as a fucking human species. We are the ultimate survivors on this planet because we're able to adapt to our environment. Bottom line. That's it. You take us anywhere for fuck's sakes, we got people living in Siberia, all the way to the hottest parts in Africa. Every known inch of this globe, pretty much, we have conquered because we can adapt to the environment. Out of necessity, we had to do it. But because of modern day comforts over here, we have everything at our fingertips. So the phone gives us complete access to anything we want. And comfort at the home, warm, cold, order Uber Eats, blah, 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 blah. And so we're used to this comfort, right? For the last 30, 40 years in North America, or I'll say Western society, we've been used to, I got a steady job. I got a pension. I have a salary. Everything is fucking mapped out and guaranteed to me for the next 30 fucking years. That time is done, man. The whole notion of you relying on a 30-year salary and a pension plan to retire, it's out. I was going through my mom's RRSPs a year ago, finally convinced her to dump that fucking shit. And I was showing her, I'm like, what is this shit, man? I've been telling you forever, like, dump this shit. You're not getting anything out of it. So, you got this old generation that's been brainwashed and convinced, like, put your money in these bonds and give your money to the government. And don't worry, this random insurance company that you've been paying for the last 30 years is responsible for your retirement fund. Listen, how many fucking stories have we heard about retirement funds going bankrupt? From 2008, I guarantee you now, how many will go bankrupt? Unless somehow the government comes in through modern monetary theory and just prints unlimited fucking cash. But even if you get your cash, you know exactly what's going to happen. It's inflation. Now, it's not going to be inflation of products. It'll be inflation of your dollar. Your dollar's worthless. Way more supply of your dollar. Couple that with the fact that people just don't care about it anymore, and it's the degrading of the fiat dollar. Okay, but that being said, going back to what I'm talking about with the mindset, I don't care what position you're in life. I don't care if you're a family man. For example, as you can see, there's a baby seat. I'm a new father right now, getting used to that and understanding the demands of my new boss. I fucking love it, man. Best feeling in the world being a dad. But it doesn't matter what position, whether you are a family man, non-family man, single, married, couple, whatever. And whatever your goals are in life going in the future, the number one fucking skill you got to have right now is adaptability and meta learning. That's the number one skill. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Whether it's you want to make more money, as we all do, whether you want a better relationship, whether you want better business, whether you want a better body. All that has one thing in common, is how you can adapt quicker to your environment and meta learn. Let's say tomorrow the government decides, fuck it, we're going full-blown dictatorship, communist style, we're going to control everything. A lot of people be like, oh yeah, I'm going to bend over and take this fucking thing up my ass and say yes. A lot of people won't. And so maybe like, what do you do in that situation? Do you just bend over and take it? Or like, fuck that. I'm going to go underground. I'm going to go through the agorist movement. I will create the gray market. I will do things necessary to provide for my family to bring me above and beyond the status quo of what Mr. Big Brother is telling me I have to do. If I had to summarize the biggest sickness we have in Western society, is the fact that we are in a malaise, is the fact that people are too content, and we have been way too, man, I don't want to sound fucking cruel, but like, we live in comfort over here, and we're becoming soft. And this is why you have other parts of the world where they come over here as immigrants, and they fucking crush it, because in their part of the world, shit is fucking tough, man, like really tough. And so when they come over here, like, oh fuck, this is the Holiday Inn, this shit's fucking easy. We're born over here like, oh, comfort here, comfort there, government's gonna help me out here, blah 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 blah. No, guys. And I'm kind of tired of hearing all these things. Like, even I look at the comments. Oh, Amir, how can I invest in this? Oh, Amir, blah blah blah, this and blah blah blah. These are, like I said, these are secondary thoughts to the primary thoughts of like, yo, first get your head out of your ass. As Jordan Peterson says, first fucking clean up your room. It's a fucking both literal and a metaphor, as opposed to you starting to blame other people and all that victimhood mentality. Oh God, that's bred into tribalism. It's a deep-rooted, at one point, a survival mechanism when it comes to the genealogy of the human race, but it's disadvantaged right now. If you're blaming other people for your fucking downfall, you're fucked. You are absolutely fucked. And no matter what you try to do in your life, you will fail miserably because you never take responsibility and onus for your own goddamn motherfucking actions. This is a goddamn fact. If you blame others for anything, you will fail at everything. And so we have millions of years of this evolutionary trait of victimhood because we needed it back in the tribal societies for specific reasons. We need to start eliminating this type of mindset and start focusing on, at the end of the day, if I don't fucking adapt faster, and if I'm not better at meta learning what I need to learn, I will become obsolete. And that is the goddamn reality. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure many people don't want to live simple, mediocre lives. And I'm not talking about how you physically live a simple, mediocre life. I'm talking about metaphorically and spiritually. You know, the biggest thawing thing in people's psyche is like, oh, I wish I could have, should have. Man, I knew I should have done this. I could have done this. Oh man, I was so stupid. And this gnaws at people's minds. It's like as Alan Watts talks about, hinkadadonka. This thought at the back of your head just keeps on fucking grabbing you and eating at you and growing on you until it fucking consumes you. And that's where we are in life right now. And so going back to things, we aren't going back to fucking normal, people. Things are gonna get really, really tricky. And there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for people that know how to fucking act on it. A lot of opportunities. You gotta figure out where are you in this camp? Are you in the camp of like, yo, fuck it, man. I don't give a fuck what the fuck happens. I got meta learning. I'm adaptable. I got a stoic philosophy. I will go out there and do what's fucking necessary and put in the work. Or are you gonna be like the rest of the people and be like, oh yeah, it's never my fault. Yeah. I'll bend over and accept it from the fucking big brother and then blame everybody else. So it's on you, man. You got to fucking make that decision. You got to make that decision in your life. And if you don't, the reality is you won't succeed. That is the goddamn truth. And I'll leave it at that, guys, man. I know this is a fucking rant, but I just see way too many fucking people pointing fingers and blaming on people. And like victimhood. Never my fault. Shut the fuck up. All right, guys. Peace out.